All right, so today we're going to use matrices to represent certain information. So here in this, at this start bit up here, they've given you, you've got a house, this is a little bit broken up. That should read house A like that. It should be a column. All right, so we've got 3 houses, A, B and C, and they have all this information. So how many residents, how many TVs, how many computers. So they've asked us to, the first question here, construct a matrix to display it. So you can see you've displayed the information. So this was residents, TVs and computers, and this is house A, B, C. Okay, so we might get asked to put the information in like that. It then said, and this is what I was saying the other day, when you might get, it said construct a row matrix to show household B. So household B stuff is there, and I've just simply put it in a row. That's the type of question you could get, like how I was saying. And here they said a column matrix to display the computer information. So say column for computers, I'm going to put that in a column matrix, and there you go. So just to practice what the order is, you can see that this is 1 row and 3 columns, and this one's a 3 row and 1 column. So make sure you're looking at this. So let's look down here. What's the order of this one? We have 2 rows, don't we? And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this would be a 2 by 8 column. So this question, it says convert the 16-digit credit card number into a matrix. List the digits in pairs and they go underneath. So this is sometimes how when you go to FPOS or whatever the machines, because you think how many numbers could you possibly have? That's why the card, it gibbers it up like that. So there's lots of different combinations. All right, so over here is we've got another way. So represent, you can get network diagrams. So this is sort of like a network diagram here, and they'll ask you to represent it in a matrix. So generally the line means a number 1. So see between, if I called these towns 1, 2 and 3, so here, across here, I've got town 1, 2, 3, and you go 1, 2, 3. So is there a path or a line that goes from 1 to 1? There isn't. So what that would look like would be like that, but there isn't. So it's a 0. There is a line between 1 and 2, so you can see they've put a 1 there. Okay? There's no line between 1 and 3, so there's a 0. So can you see how that's how they're setting it up? Between 1 and 2 there's a line, so that's why there's a 1 there, and so on. So because there was no paths going from like 1 to 1, you'll see it's zeros on the leading diagonal. And same here, there's no paths going like looping or anything, so they're all zeros. That diagonal is always something to itself, because here I'd have town 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here in so we'll go down and do this one because it's a bit easier. So we've got town 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can see between town 1 and town 3, there's just 1 path. So if you look between 1 and 3, 1 path, and same between here, 3 and 1. Okay, if we look between 3 and 2, there's actually 3 paths. So you can see there's the 3 paths, and we've done that there, okay? And the rest is 0. All right, so today we're just looking at networks and how they can set up data. And often I told you in the exams, they ask you to interpret it, or they'll pick an element and say, what does this mean? So here's one where they said it's a friendship group between 5 girls. So they said if there's a 1 there, the girls are friends, and if there's a 0, they're not friends. So if you have a look here, girl number 1 is only friends with girl number 2 because there's only 1 there. All right, so here they're asking me to find F, oh my God, put it on highlight. F34. So that's like that coding where it tells me to go to row 3, column 4. And it says, what is that? And you go, there's a 1 there. So it means that girl 3 is friends with girl 4. Okay? So if we we do another one and we do F2, 5, there's a 0. So girl 2 is not friends with girl 5. Okay? So there's what that means. What is the sum of the elements in row 4? So when they talk, row 3. When they talk about that, they mean they want you to add all these up in row 3. So if I go 1, 2, 3, it equals 3. What does it equal? She's friends with 3 people. She has 3 friends, okay? And then they ask you a few other things. Who had the least amount of friends? Girl 1. Who had the most? Girl 2. All right. It's pretty easy, but you do have to try to understand. So let's have a look at this exam question here. Matrix B below shows the number of photography, art and cooking books owned by Stephen, Trevor, Ursula, Veronica and William. The element in row I and column J of matrix B is Bij. So do you remember yesterday I said they always have to say that so that you know that's the rule, that's the pattern. So it's not like standard law across all the world for maths, but in matrices for further it is, but they still have to state it across every question. All right, so they want me to tell you, they're asking me what is element B32. So I'm going to go down to row 3 and across to column 2. So they're asking me for this. What is that telling me? Well, it's something to do with the art books for who? Ursula. So art books owned by Ursula. There's your answer there. Okay, really easy. Whoops. Sort of stuff. Yep, doesn't like me now. All right, sorry. Okay, in this question 1, the car park at a theme park has 3 car park areas, A, B and C. The number of empty, full parking spaces in each of these 3 areas at 1 p.m. on Friday are shown in the matrix Q below. What is the order of Q? So if you have a look, we've got 1, 2, 3 rows and 2 columns. So it is a 3 by 2. Nice easy mark there for the exam. Yes? Write down the calculation to show that 110 parking spaces are full at 1 p.m. All right, so how do you know that? We'll write down the calculation. Aren't these the full ones? Yes, in all the areas. So you just simply had to write 50 plus 20 plus 40 equals 100 and what's that, 10? Yeah, and that's all you had to do. It's pretty easy, but you just got to understand that you can understand the question.